Alright, we're looking great. Let's see. Zooming up. 77 degrees. There we go. So we're going to go outside. Don't forget to check out all these other channels. Let's see. Old Radio Night. This is one open camera app. This one doesn't flicker my phone. We'll need to get one of these phones again. The Samsung Galaxy Note 8. I need another one of these phones. It's doing good, but this one you can swipe out the whole chip inside. It's not hard to do. If I had another one of these phones, eventually like in a perfect condition phone, and it shouldn't have no problems because I've seen videos of it. So it's doing alright. Here's Old Radio Night, and don't forget to check out Old Radio Night 21.sc, and this is from stoner.com. This is World Radio Worldwide 390. That's UDX 390 out of Salt Lake City, Utah. So we're great on the radios. So I'm supposed to get the antenna tuner sometime this week. You guys know what it is. We're looking good. The Cobra 139 is. This is the offline app called Open Camera app. They work for Samsung phones. It's actually, you can use the microphone for this thing. I haven't hooked up the microphone with it, so we're looking good. Looking beautiful. This one has a better zoom system. It's called Open Camera app. So don't forget to check out United Delta X-Ray, UDXCBradio.com. This one's a cool app you guys should call Open Camera app. They work for Samsung phones. And you can do a great zoom on this thing. It's pretty awesome. You can go really deep zoom on this. Pretty good. The Wi-Fi is looking beautiful. You guys know that. And don't forget to check out him tonight. Old Radio Night comes on 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. And we got this show comes on later tonight. Before we go, I'm going to show you the antenna mount. Alright. Dennis is out here. He comes on at 11 o'clock p.m. tonight. Old 2 Radio Network. I haven't done a video for the last few days. I've been busy for a while. And that's what I'm saying. But you guys know that. Alright. Hope you guys can hear me out there. Very good. Don't forget to check out Old 2 Radio Network. And he's out of Fresno, California. And he does 2 radios from the 660, from the 50s, 60s on up. I'd love to get this guy fixed. This is a 2 radio from the 1970s, a Lafayette ComSat 35. And also got the Inco back there. There's the other auto tune right there I still have. That's the AT100. Still works good. This one's really mismatched on this, but the antenna tuner still works okay. It's an Allen K160. That one still works on my beam antenna. So it's 10:05 in the morning. So I give it a chicken shout to the guy before we go outside. You guys know that. I got another Burger King hat yesterday too. You guys will see that later when we get it. Shout out to Uncle Freddy out there. The guy UDX21 out there. Charleston, South Carolina. So give you a little duck wave. Get you guys check out. There's our world map. You can't find one of these maps anymore. It's one of those maps you can get. It's from 1992. Yeah, this is one of these maps I've been using in a lot of movies. Like Cold War movies you guys seen in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, this was actually the map they use in a lot of movies. I got this from $6 off of Amazon back 5 years ago. And it's very good. That's the Romeo Charlie group. It's a pretty good one. But they do like that. But you have to have contact someone like that who has one of those. So we're good. Don't forget, UDX 362, East Tennessee, waving on down. So we're going to go check you guys out in a minute. Go out there and show you what the mount I did, but we still have to put the pole in it and get the concrete for it, but it's been completed and I still have to do some more to it. You guys looking at it? If you guys want to see the corn report, I know you guys are laughing about it right now. There it goes. The beam antenna is looking beautiful today, but I have to get that antenna tune coming this week. You guys will be able to see that. We'll be able to hook it up and check it out, and I'm going to run the Nano VA on it when I do it. You guys see the mount I've been designing. I know it's leaning because I only pounded like a few feet in the ground. Those are like right there, hold like the bottom, the top one's out 2 feet, the blue tape. and the bottom's like 1 feet. And I'll show you guys in a second what I did. And I'll give you guys the corn report before we do anything. In case you want to see it for a while. Corn report. Yeah. She's looking good. But it got blown down that wind a couple of weeks ago. Like I told you what happened. From a storm. And they finally recovered now. And I'll probably to weed these guys out. The corn report's looking beautiful, guys. Looking good. And looking great. That's all silver cream corn, some of yellow. We hold these out here. And we got some new chicken waters from our chicken. We got 1 egg, 2 eggs a day. You guys see what I took that down a couple weeks ago? See where the iron rod is I'm going to hood? That's where the beam antenna is going to go when I do that. I'll show you some more stuff. You guys look at the pole, a little glimpse. Here's some of these leftover pieces I'm still working on. I saw these off last night. They're going to go into the hole, but I got to get more of those bolts I have. They make the same kind of product, the Hillman type screws, bolts you get at Lowe's or other hardware stores. Every hardware store should have it. And that's what I'm saying. Oh, I'm going to show you the guys what the corn looks like up close. Hope it's still going. Wait a minute. Okay, it's still going. Okay. That's how we do it. Alright. You guys can see the stalk on the corn. The little heads on them, they're starting to come in right now. But they recovered from that wind about 3 weeks ago. They all got blown down. I had to straighten them out, but some of you did not. They naturally came back in. So I'm showing the corn report. I'm using the open camera app because the other part messes up my screen. That's what happens. These phones do mess up. Hope we get another one of these phones later on soon. But in the live stream, it shouldn't mess up because all the apps do it. It's only in the Samsung apps that does it. Maybe it needs to warm up on this thing, be okay. It has happened before with this phone before. Because this phone has like a broken screen on one side. Because this side did the live streams when I first came here. And I found this phone in the box. This one I'm using here is the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. I'd like to have another one. So you could swipe the chip in this one. And have a perfect digitalizer, no problem with it. That's what it is. And it's not hard to do. It's very easy to do. It's not hard. It's a lot easier than the C barriers you repair, but C barriers are pretty easy. It's almost free. If you guys could swipe chips, you could do almost anything by soldering. So this is the corn report. It's looking good. I hope we get some more food out of this. But I just watered them yesterday. They're looking good. It's all silver clean and some are yellow corns. I had to pull them out because the wind blew them down the last couple weeks ago. And we got some green peppers, quite good. I'm shouting out to Hot Corn 9113. I'm sure you guys in California love to be out in this area. In East Tennessee, you guys know that. I pulled that thing off yesterday. You guys saw that. Yeah, the beam's looking beautiful. But I need to get a rotor for it. I know what kind of rotor I need, but they sell them on Amazon and they sell them on Fleabay. It's the one Jungle Joe told me to recommend to get one. The RCA probably be my best bet, or if you get a better rotor one, I like to have one of those things. Something like you could tune like the cool compass on the mod, on the thing. You guys see what I did with this? I painted this last night. We're going to attach that pole to it real soon. I have to check it out. I had to let it dry for a while. So I had to drill the holes just the other day when I do that. And you guys see the pole when I pulled off with the meal tape. The meal tape's down there. That's what I did. It's been up there for a while. It's going to go right there with this iron rod here. See where I dig it out? I have to get the concrete for it real soon, but yeah, that's why I got to hood it out, because you know, like 13-foot boom, it'll be able to clear this tree, won't hit it. You guys know what it is. And hope my dogs don't chew on the cord, but it'll be like 30 to 40 feet in the air. You guys know that. And it should be able to connect to the tree to all the way out to here, to where I want to connect it. But I don't know about ground rods. If you guys want to show me how to do it, if you want to send me some ground rod stuff, let me know. I can do a ground rod with that because I have that tool, that little red thing that will pound in the ground. Because my dad had that red thing a long time ago when my dad used to use it for farms. And I put this fence in with my sister's ex-boyfriend, second ex-boyfriend she used to have. And she dumped him back 4 years ago. And she got tired with him to go into Murphy Hills, Tennessee and all that area. So yeah. So I had that red thing to pound the thing. If you guys want to, or I'll go with the Alpha Delta mode, because the Alpha Delta is the easiest way out. Which I have a ground. a silver ground rod like those bolt things like these. I have one of them that can go these 8 foot, about 6 foot in the ground. But this is going to be great. The longer I keep the antennas, it's going to be okay for a while. But I designed this for a while. I just painted these last night, and I got it finished up last night during dark. This is the design my dad used to do back in 1995, during 1995 when he did this. Instead, mine's a miniature size. His was like 6 to 8 foot tall with big giant plumber pipes, like the ones you see at Lowe's. The biggest pipe you can get like $96 I seen a while back. That's the kind of pipe he had, something like that. And instead, the pole used to came from an RV part, or trail part. It had like these circle things, and you push up on them with this thing when you stand on it, and that's what he used to do. Instead, in South Florida, they had some kind of different soil, they have coral rock. You have to pound it with one of those iron rods. My dad used to have a bunch of iron rods like that there. That one actually lift one of those boulder rocks in Utah, but my dad used to use it, do all that stuff. And it's very quite good, but you guys can see when I did the bolt here. I saw these guys off for a while. So it's looking good so far. And eventually we'll put these in concrete. I'm trying to get around between 1 to 2 feet. And once you do that, you get the hole. But before you do that, you have to line this up with the big pole here. I'll show you guys what I'm doing with. I'm probably to put it in probably just during today and look at it, so I can actually see how I'm going to spin this thing on the bottom with like this. You guys see what I'm doing with this. And I'll see if they line up. These should be able to line up. If you get 2 in there, it'll be fine. The other part, you'd be okay. So that's why I drill these holes. I actually checked it, then we can measure it out either way. Make sure that is. But I need to get the back concrete for it. I wish I had some concrete for it right now, but I had got these bolts yesterday. And I probably have to get more these nuts. I need some more of these guys here. These nuts, I actually need more of them. I have another like 4 more of them. But I need to get some more so we can actually connect to the pole to the top. And that's how I need to get one of those. But they came out pretty good with the paint. It's that Walmart paint I use, the blue can paint, not the barbecue. But I'll probably have to take these off later today and put the pole in there when it gets time. But I've been putting this together because we've been dealing with 90-degree heat waves. So the beam antenna is looking beautiful, guys. You see the cereal. That's all barbecue paint. You guys know that, except the pole's not barbecue paint. The pole's not barbecue paint, it's just the regular black paint from Wally World. But all that is barbecue paint on the antenna. Same thing with the Mako V5000. She is looking good. When we get the antenna tuned, we're going to check it out and look at it. But I'm going to still keep the antenna. The cool thing about this tuner I'm supposed to get, the MFJ, I think 976H, but it went through 21 Swell's house last night. That's where it went. And it's on its way during this week. Then we got this other antenna. We'll probably hook up the antenna tuner later on. And we could tune this guy in. That'd be quite good. But it's still in the tree. You guys can see it way up there. Let's see if you guys can see it. It's still connected since 4 years ago when I had it. But I have to probably fling that thing back up when I get time. But it should be able to work with this. And work with that, no problem, with the tuner. And it only rates up to 300 watts. But the instructions, you can see it online. The MFJ 76H, and it's called like HB, but this one's actually an H. But it's all the same model. And it's actually an antenna tuner bouncer I got. And you guys seen it on last night on the chat, on World Radio 59, I think it was. And also Popcorn 9113 the other day. I put it out there. So this antenna tune I bought for like it was like $130 bought. Then it was like $30 to ship it from California. So it's come from Southern California to here. And that's how I got it. Because all the other antenna tuners were fighting with bids. Some were like, some guys grabbed it. And I was trying to get this antenna tuner like the one Wagmaster had of his on his Broker 23 channel, and mostly I couldn't get one of them because somebody bought it out. And there's a lot of them on Fleabay, you guys see them, and they had some 1,000 watt ones. So this one I got a 300 watt one. It should be fun with the RM Italy's at, And I can always upgrade the antenna tuner later on, but I know they're rated for 3,000 watt system, but I don't know. But you guys see this. Yeah, you can readjust these bolts, no problem when you do that, but the pole should be able to fit in the middle. And this will be designed for, like, if I get this concrete in the ground, well, once we get this thing concrete and line that big pole first, before you do that, you have to make sure it's straight. That's why I have to look at it. And once you do that, you'll be able to mount any CB antenna to this guy here. It'll be rated for, like, you could put 50-foot poles on this if you want to upgrade later on. Because the pole I used to have a long time ago was just the same color, but it was lighter than the one I have there. But I'm making sure everything is strong. And I have to get a lot of good concrete to do it. Maybe I'll use some of those rotted boards out back to make sure we can make a square or something like that, or just dig around a circle. But it should be able to handle 50-foot poles, no problem. But I'm trying to get at least between 30 to 40 feet with the beam antenna to get it up to the trees out high. And it'll be right there. That's where I put the wooden pole when I first had it. But the beam should be perfect right about there. Then I can fling it this way with the pole toward me and go out to the driveway and put it on the ladder. Then raise it up with a mule tape or something like that. And make sure this thing doesn't kick in like that. But when you go like this with the pole and you go like this, it should be okay. And that's why we have to concrete this in the ground to make it stronger, because it's going to do all that. Then the only thing I don't have right now is a rotor. Once I have the rotor, we could be able to raise this thing up. That's what I need to do. But the first thing is getting the concrete and drilling the holes at the top of it, and get 2 more poles of the same thing but different size, just like the one with the Mako I need to get. The one with the Mako V5000. Those kind of poles I need to get that size, except the one on the top. Then we had to put like a rubber thing on the top of it so we could seal it from water, and so they won't get in the bolts. You guys see that? The Mako's looking beautiful today. So I had to make sure that is great. Don't want to show any phone numbers on there with these stupid trash cans. Guys looking good. The Mako's looking great. It's like, this is the first time we had a cold front last night, around 60 degrees. It was like 70 on the floor. It's been in the 90s for the last few weeks. And I'm sure Dallas has been dealing with that too. But yeah, here's the chickens. These little birds have been alright. I don't know if you guys can see them. We put them in the shade here and we got a water right here. It's pretty good. Hey birdies. There they are. You guys can see them. There we go. That's a gray buff. So we had them in here. So they keep that. We got a big feeder there for them. So they laid at least 2 eggs this week. I think it's the heat because of what's happening. That I just got this yesterday. It's a water. My mom got that yesterday. It's a water, so it keeps everything cool for them to drink. My dad used to have one of these in North Florida a long time ago. So it's a water, you can fill it up for chickens. $3.90 needs to get something like this at look at farmers co-op places you get. And a lot of times they carry hardware stuff like bolts and everything. So I get them at Tractor Supply, but mostly I got this at a local co-op in my area. They have farmlands in this area you can go to. That's a one is actually from a co-op. One of these birds came from, and the other ones came from a local farm my sister bought up in near the Pikeville, Tennessee area back several months ago. So they start laying some more eggs soon. Sometimes they'll lay eggs, sometimes they don't, but they haven't laid eggs for I think about a week. I think it's the weather. They'll be able to lay eggs again soon. So these are actually all female and ones they're all females. Mostly it's bar rocks, stuff like that. They're looking quite good. So the beam's looking beautiful. You guys want to see that? So I put it in a bag and sealed it with a zip-off bag so the water won't get in that coax. And that RJ58 has 50 more feet. This one's about almost 49 to 50 foot coax right there. The one with the RG213 I put on there. And it's got coax seal on both sides. Yeah, they got coax seals on one of them on the top. Right up there. There's a coax seal right there. You guys see it right there. So the water shouldn't get into that. So I think the RJ58 should be able to reach the house with the RJ58 cable, the one I have. Maybe we'll put another cable later on, but I'm getting a barrel connected for it real soon for it. So it's looking alright. So far it's held up pretty good on the ground. So it's a 4-element. That's why we're going to put it back here and make a little bit more room. And mostly we need to get it grounded. But if you guys want to do the alpha delta type ground mode, that'd be great. Or just use the copper ground rod. Wish somebody can send me some ground stuff. I think I had some ground pieces a while back, but I went the easy way out with the one with the Mako because it's got an alpha delta on it, and it's hooked into the ground like you guys seen on my video a while back on this channel. That's how I did with the one I learned from Johnny at Home. That's what I learned it from, which are like a $30 alpha delta you can put on it. If you want to do it that way, it'd be quite cool, and it's the way you could do that pretty easy. How to get one of those alpha delta later on, but if you want to go with the ground rod, like the basic one like Motor Junkie did, something like that would be quite good, but we got to find a way how we can ground this better. There's a lot of ways you can ground it. You can ground it on this pipe here, or ground it in the middle, but the alpha delta is the easy way out. Can do that, which is it's already been grounded in the ground with an alpha delta, the one with the black box you guys seen a while back, which is in this little baby here.